Hey, what's up everyone? This is Eli from checkit.com here with a Photoshop/Cinema 4D tutorial on Effects Friday. And today's tutorial is actually very awesome. We're making this image right here. This is my version of this image. Basically, the original was by Shravit Sood, and he made this image. It's actually on my Twitch and everything like that. It's an awesome image. Shravit is an amazing graphic artist. If you guys don't know about him, he's a huge supporter of Check It, and he's also very talented. People like to troll him for some strange reason. Like, look at this, 10 likes to 5 dislikes. That's very trolly. So anyway, go show the original video some love. He made this tutorial. I didn't watch it all the way through. I kind of just made my own version of it. It doesn't look exactly the same, and I did a few things differently, most likely. So, but you guys can go show him some love. Also, feel free to talk to him and try to hire him because he's very talented and he needs the lovin'. So, basically, guys, today, what you're going to need is Thrausi. It's a free plugin, and you can get it at their website. I'll put a link in the description. Also, you're going to need some things I'm going to be giving you. These right here, and it's all at checkit.com/download. So, go there, download it, live it, love it, and with that, I guess we can almost get to the tutorial, because of course I have to ask, please give the video a like, you guys. It helps out so much, more than you know, gives us free publicity and everything like that, and I put so much work into these tutorials, so please just give it a simple like. And also, don't forget to leave a comment, because I leave all my favorite comments at the end of the video. And last but not least, here's a little surprise announcement, guys. Check It now has a P.O. box, so you guys can send us mail time with Eli and Brandon, whatever you guys want to call it. Put something in the comments saying what you guys think we should call those unboxing or mail time videos. And yeah, make sure you send us some mail. It'll be awesome. I'm very excited about it. So is Brandon. And also, if you'd like to skip the intro, basically the first Photoshop portion of this is just creating the vectored image, or if you already have a vectored image of your logo or font or anything you want to put into Cinema 4D to make look awesome, then you can skip this first part of this video. I'll put a link right here. You guys can skip ahead. But anyway, for those of you who don't want to skip ahead, let's get right to the tutorial. All right, so with this image, I'm hitting this eyeball to deselect it. What we want to do is hit T, click anywhere, and type out your logo or whatever word your company is. I'm just going to put Eli quick because I'm not going to be using this. I'm going to hit Control-Command-T with that layer selected. I'm going to hit Shift and Alt and hold them while I'm clicking out. I'm just going to make it bigger. That's what she said. I'm going to hit the check mark up here. Then what we want to do is we want to hit V, and we want to center this. So we're going to hit Control-Command-A to select everything. Go up to the top, make sure you have your move tool selected by hitting V. And then you'll see these 6 buttons up here. Hit the middle of each 3. So this one will center it vertically, and this one will center it horizontally. Then if you hit Control-Command-D, you have a perfectly centered image. Then you're going to go over here, you're going to right-click the image, and you're going to hit Rasterize Type. And then it's the same exact thing as this. You can just hit Control and hold it, Controller Command, then left click, and you'll get the selection and go through the work path again. But since I already did all that, Controller Command D to deselect, click and drag it down to the bottom to delete it, turn back on this one, and we're just going to redo the path again. So Controller Command plus select, go up to paths, go down, select the middle button, and you have a work path. Alright, so now we can move on. Let's go up to File, Export, Paths to Illustrator. Alright, and we want the paths, of course. We're going to hit OK, and we're just going to name it. And you'll notice it's going to save it as an Illustrator file, .ai. And I already have a Check It logo AI made, but I'll just save it again because I don't care. Yes, boom, it is now exported, and we are Gucci Pookie, as the kids say. There's our file right there. Now we're going to go into Cinema 4D, and this is where the next portion starts. So now we're going to make this image, or our work path, very sexy. So first thing we want to do is actually import it, and you can do that by minimizing this window, going over to our Check It logo or your logo, going back into Cinema 4D and dragging it into this blank canvas area. Boom, scale 1, leave it all the same, hit OK, and there you go. You have your path in here now. And to extrude it, what we want to do is we want to go up to this. Actually, you know what we want to do first? Let's actually make our camera a little better as well. Let me just teach you guys a few commands quick. Let's hit 1, click and drag, and you'll notice that we can go around. You see that? And then 3 will rotate the camera. and 2 zooms in and out. So those quick little commands will help you guys get around, and now that I taught you those, I can go a lot faster without telling you guys 1, 2, 3 all the time. So what we want to do is we want to make all these paths one merged layer. So let's click the little plus button to reveal all the paths. Hold shift, click on the bottom, right click, and go down to connect objects plus delete. Alright, now we have check it logo 1. And now we want to extrude this layer. So let's go over to extrude, click and drag on this box over here. It's like a green box. Go over to extrude and let go of your selection. Then we're going to click and drag the check it logo into extrude. You see that? And now we have an awesome looking extrude layer. But we want to make this a little bit more sexy. So let's click on extrude. Let's go over to the object. And let's just drag out the centimeters in the Z-axis. And just make it as thick as you want. That looks fine to me, 195. If you guys' logo isn't as large as ours, because, you know, just to check it like some large. Anyway, gay joke. Okay, you guys can make this however you want. I mean, some people's, you might only need to go out to like 50-something and it'll look fine. But I'm going to go to like 195. It doesn't need to be perfect. 193 is fine. All right. So the next thing we want to do is we want to, I'm going to hit 3 and get a better angle here. Alright, and then I'm using the scroll wheel to zoom in. We're going to double click in this area down here to create a new material. Double click on the material. And we're going to go into the color layer. And we're going to find the texture, this little drop down right here. What we want to do is we want to load an image. Click that. And you'll notice on the desktop, I've included the large grunge, the seamless grunge black and white, and the seamless grunge colored version. Now, this all depends on what you guys want to do. If you guys want a bunch of small little images all over your picture, then use one of these seamless grunge images. And if you want just one large image like I like, I'm just going to use the large grunge. So let's hit open. And now, I'm actually going to make this a little bit better. It's going to be all like bright, and that all depends on what you guys want, really. But for me, I want to mix mode at add. Then I want to turn the mix strength down. And I'm going to go into the color here and just turn it to black. So then we just get a darker image, more contrasted. It's really up to you, though. I mean, do what you want. I'm not the boss of you. We're going to turn off the specular over here, and we're going to turn on the reflection. Okay? And we're going to make the reflection a Fresnel by going to the texture here and going down to Fresnel. And we're going to bring down the brightness a lot, and we're also going to bring down the mix strength. Alright, that should be good. We'll mess with these more later. But what the most important part is turning the blurriness up to probably around 20 is fine. And now we can hit the X button, and now we have an awesome looking material. Let's click and drag it onto our extruded layer. And here's the most important part, okay? We're going to go into the layer over here. We're going to click the material that we just made, and the projection, we're going to set it to anything we want. I'm going to make mine frontal, and that will just make the image, if I click the render up here, all over the image. Now, I believe Shravit made it flat, and that is where the seamless comes in. If you guys select one of those seamless images, it will just... Here, I'll show you. So right now, this one is just repeating over and over again, but if I had the seamless image, it would make it look like it's just one big image. And I don't know, I like the way the frontal looks a lot more because, I don't know, it's just personal preference. All this is personal preference. It's all up to you. I'm not the freaking boss of you, so do what you want. I'm changing mine to frontal, and I'm going to kind of get a better angle here. There we go. And now you will see that this is what I like right here. Okay, anyway, guys, we want to create some caps on the edges. So let's go to the extrude, and let's go to the caps. And let's go down to the start, and we'll make it a fillet or fillet cap. I call it fillet because it's funny. We're doing a fillet cap on the end and the start. And we're just going to drop the radius down to 2. We're going to turn up the steps to 2 as well because this is a really, really large image. So 2 and 2. Awesome. And now what we want to do is we want to create another material over here. So let's double click once again, double click on the material. Let's make this just a pure white. And really you don't need that much stuff on it, but I'm going to make it reflect as well. So let's turn on the reflection, leave the specular all the way up there. And if we go to this, the reflection, we're going to do the same thing we did before. So let's make it a Fresnel. And then just kind of drop down everything a little bit to make it not so intense. So the mix strength and the brightness we're just turning down. And now we can click and drag that onto our extrude once again. But what we're doing with this one is we're going to select the image and we're going to go down to selection and we're going to type in capital R1. And that will just make the image only on the edge, like where we put those fillet caps or fillet caps. See how cool that looks? It's kind of like an outline, just lets you see the image a lot better. So pretty cool, pretty nifty, as the kids say these days. And with that, we are now done with our basic look here. So now we get to the Thrausi part of the tutorial. Let's double click on the extrude and rename this logo. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna click and hold Control or Command and just drag straight down. And now we're gonna name this next one. Let's name it, how about Shatter? There we go. Let's drag it on top. And you'll notice that if I drag it on top of the logo here, it'll have a down arrow. That will make it a part of that logo. We don't want that. We want a side arrow to make it its own layer. So now we'll go up to Plugins, go down to Thrausi, and click on Thrausi. Now the pieces are all up to you. I'm going to make it 100 pieces. I think Shravit had it at 70. And we just want to tick on this keep original object and hit break now. Alright, it is now done, so let's hit the X button up here. And now what we want to do is, with all of these selected, we want to just go down the line here. You'll see these tiny little X's. We just want to click and hold and make them all green checks. Next, what we want to do is we want to go up to MoGraph, Effector, Random. And that will set all of these to a random explosion type look. And that's what Thrausi does. It just breaks up the image into a bunch of different parts. And then you can set a random effector and make it look awesome. So let's go down here and let's turn on the rotation. And then let's just add some random stuff to it. I mean, do random. You can get as precise as you want. It really doesn't matter. To me, I'm just trying to save time. So I might, turn up the X, turn up the Y. And call that good for randomizing. So next, what we want to do is we actually want to move all of these back. So let's select all of these and then making sure that we have the move tool selected up here. We're just going to set this back, clicking on the Z axis. That's this blue line down here. We're just going to set it back a little bit, maybe to where it's not poking out of the image, but as close as we can get. So right there. Awesome. Now if we hit render, you will see this awesome image we've created so far. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. I'm just messing with you. This looks like crap so far. We need to add some lighting really, really badly. So let's do that right now. You guys can always just go up to light if you want. Set a light, zoom out, and do it yourself. But I have something called Grayscale Gorilla, just like a lot of people have. So I'm actually going to use that. If you guys don't have Grayscale Gorilla, I think they have a demo version, everything like that. I'll put it in the description. Go there, get Grayscale Gorilla. If you're doing Cinema 4D stuff, you need Grayscale Gorilla, just period. Okay, anyway, we're also going to create a camera real quick. So let's get a cool image look. I think we want something below like that. Maybe zoomed in just a tidbit. Maybe use the 1 key, move it over a bit. Okay, really cool right there. Let's hit the render just to make sure that we like what we see here. Actually, I want it a little bit more up so we can see those other breaks at the top there. Maybe right about there. Let's see it. That looks good enough to me. So now what we want to do is we want to create a camera. So let's just click and hold on this little camera right here. And with your new camera, you'll notice in the camera tags this little tiny black box. If you make it white by clicking on it, that means that you're in the camera mode. So if you unclick that, you can zoom out, hit 3, go anywhere you want, start editing the image all you want. And then anytime you want to see your final image, you can just click on the camera and it will go back to it really fast. So just make sure that you unselect that button right there so you can go around and edit as much as you want and get better angles, because the next part is very important. We're going to go and find some Grayscale Gorilla stuff. I'm already in it, but it's in your content browser. If you have it, it'll be in presets, and I have both of these. So I'm actually just going to go into Light Kit Pro, and I'm going to grab just one softbox is fine. Seriously. Go back to the Objects tab, and we're going to mess with this. So let's move the softbox. You have to select that, and let's just move it back a bit. And actually, I want to move it down, but let's also move the light target here. It's not directly where we want it, so I'm going to try to find out where to move it. No, that's too far. Okay. Just use the 3 key to really get a better look at everything where you're moving it. Let's move it over here. Okay. That looks like it is pretty much directly on it now, so that's really good. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to move this over a little more. Okay, and now we want to move the softbox to where we want it. I want to move it up just so it's more in front. There we go. Let me see, hitting the 3 key. That actually looks pretty awesome. And maybe put a little bit more down, maybe a tad bit more over. Okay, so now if we go into our camera once again, it'll go back to our default spot, and if we hit the render button, we'll see what we've created so far. It might take a little bit to render, guys. It's completely normal when you're dealing with some insane looking Cinema 4D things. It's just gonna take a little longer to render. So that actually looks pretty awesome already. And I guess that's the end of the Cinema 4D portion of this. So now that that's all done, we can render this out, but let's actually get just a little bit better of an angle. Maybe bring it down just a bit more, a bit more under. Okay, and now we're going to go into the render settings, which is this director's clapper with the cog next to it. Let's click on that. Let's go to output real quick, click on the drop down menu, go to film video, and go down to the 1080 29.97 preset, and then we'll go over to our save portion. We're going to click on the ... and we're just going to name it what we want. Let's name it second logo. Okay, we're going to hit save, and we're going to change the format to PNG. Depth is fine at that. We're going to leave everything at default, except we're going to check on the alpha channel, which will make all the black in the background see-through. So that just gives us more time to edit, or more room to edit, really. And now we're in our 1080p looking thing. Let's click on the camera, zoom out, and get the real angle that we want. That looks awesome to me. Now let's go up to this top right one, click it, and just make sure that we like the image, you know, before we click render, and it takes, you know, a couple minutes to render, and then we find out we don't like it. Just make sure you like it before you render it. That's my biggest advice there. Now click the middle one if you do like it, and it will render out. So if you notice the first one here, I actually had the light set to a color. Actually, you know, I'll do that quick, just because that's what Shravit did too. So if you go into the softbox, go to the light color, and you can make it any color you want. Shravit liked it more of a purplish. So with that, we can hit render now, and it will re-render it and make it look awesome. So I'm going to let this render out, and then I'll bring you guys back right afterwards, and we will get to the Photoshop portion. Alright, so once you finish rendering this out, you can zoom in, make sure you like it. It's good quality. We are Gucci Pookie, as the kids say. Let's hit X, and then let's actually hit Control-Shift-S, and I'm going to save this as... Yeah, that's fine. Hit save. And that's for you guys. That'll be at checkit.com/downloads, because I'm such a nice guy. There it is. Okay, so here's the logo we made. You'll see that it's see-through, and we want that, because now we can drag that up into Photoshop once again. Click and drag. And now we can create a new layer quick. Actually, let's go up to the Layers tab right here, because we had paths open. Then let's click the New Layer button right there. And let's fill this layer with black, and just make sure that you have black up here by clicking this button right next to the 2 arrows. You can switch it back and forth between the foreground and background. So what we want to do to fill this is hit Alt Backspace. Then we'll click this and drag it below. And you'll notice that it looks exactly how it did in Cinema 4D, but there's a big difference, okay? Well, now we can throw some smoke behind or in front of it, and we can create depth with that. So let's minimize this and go find the smoke that I included at checkit.com/downloads. Free publicity right there. Let's click and drag it up there. Click and drag it into our Photoshop file here. And I can change the opacity to make it look like it's further back or it's not as bright. It's amazing. Let's actually bring this down to like 17 and actually put it above. Next, what we want to do is we want to create another new layer. We want to make sure that our foreground is set to white. Then we're going to hit B to go to our brushes. We're going to zoom out using the scroll wheel, and you'll notice my brushes are already quite large because we like them large, right, ladies? Anyway, you can use the bracket keys to size up and down the brush, but you're going to want to go up here and make sure that your brush is set to a very, very soft setting, which is all the way left on the hardness. And then we want to make the size, you know, very large. Start at 2200 pixels and then just, you know, make it larger if you need to. So we're actually going to just, boom, paste a giant big white spot in that layer right there. We're going to put that behind, and then we're just going to drop that opacity a lot, just to create a little bit more depth. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not quite there yet. Okay, that looks really good to me. And the last thing we want to do is we want to select the top upper smoke. We're going to go down to this middle button right here. We're going to go up to hue and saturation. And we're just going to change, where is it? Colorize. And we're just going to colorize the entire image. And we're going to make it that purple that Shravit loves so much. So right there. Turn the saturation down a bit, and now you're getting that eeriness. And maybe you drop the lightness down a bit too. There we go. Yeah, that's looking really good. All right, and now we can actually mess with this opacity as well to kind of make it look more mysterious and part of the image. And with that, we are now done, and maybe not that dark. There we go. Oh, that looks good enough to me. 82 is fine. So with that, guys, I hope you guys learned something. Shravit did an awesome job with this, and I hope that I did it some justice. You know, his is still probably better than mine, but I like the way it turned out, and I don't know if mine was any different. I didn't watch the entire tutorial, but make sure you guys go watch it and show him some love. Make sure you go to checkit.com/downloads to get all the stuff for free. Even this one, I'll just hit Control-Shift-S to save it for you guys. Final logo, dark, lol. Okay, enter. I'll include that as well. So, thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to leave a like because it helps out so much. You guys have no idea. Also, leave a comment because you guys could be at the end of my next video. Also, if you guys just can't get enough to check it, I live stream every single night at twitch.tv/lmgood. So if you guys want to go there and talk to me after this tutorial's up, I will go and live stream there. And yeah, I'm just excited to do more live streams, and I've been becoming friends with a lot of our Check It fans and everything like that because I can talk to them on a one-on-one basis, and it's awesome. So yeah, with that, guys, I will see you guys on the next tutorial. Peace.
Yeah, I'm back from the dead. I was stabbed in the chest, thrown past the ledge. 1 year later, and I'm back for revenge. In the spot we lived, they crashed it in. I remember how the murderer, she had to give a little bit to everybody, but they got away like it was an accident. And they're already dead, they just don't know it yet. Cause I followed them in, explosions blow their heads. It's the devil's night while I'm watching them walk, cause I'm ready to fight. Better stay on my grind, cause you know that it can't rain all the time. Nobody will get up. open the door, grab some more, that's for sure, and slice your corpse. Grab the 44 and massacre, but I can't die, so I'll pass the torch. Fire in your eyes and gas on the floor, a match for my love as I laugh at your torture. You attacked a girl, and now you're trapped in my world. It ain't no hangman's joke, I fade through shade and smoke.